Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers. Jerry Diamond, How to Get Out of Babylon, Flat Earth Homeland. Oh, I should mention that. No, I have another channel called Flat Earth Homeland. There's not very many people on it, but I put it up because I honestly believe that early on when I got into Flat Earth study, a lot of people were saying, maybe we should have a gathering place, a homeland. Well, most everybody that comes here to the Ozark Plateau is basically a flat earther. And you know, it's a good place to go because you can be freer here. It's less restrictive in most ways. I made a statement the other day on the Sabbath call that this guy was just like, and I was like, oh. I realized afterwards, next day or two, that from where he lived, saying something like I did would not be possible. Probably get you put in jail or whatever. Anyway, hate speech. It wasn't hate speech, but it was just people don't like drug dealers. Sorry, you know. All right. So you ask yourself questions sometimes, you know, like, what does that word mean? You know, I'll wake up and like, what does declare mean? And what does showeth his handiwork mean? So, because I made the statement, and I made it in the last video, I mentioned that I like predicted or whatever. I said the firmament is going to speak forth again. I think that's happening now, and that's where I'm leading up to here. So just real quick here, I want to do your own study on this, but the heavens declare, okay? This is my sword. It's pretty easy to use. Safar, Hebrew H, that's what the H is, H5608, to count, to recount, okay? To count things, to number, to take account of. So this has to do with counting, declare, to recount, rehearse, to talk, to count exactly or accurately. Okay, got about enough on that. Now I want to look at also, I love to, an enumerator, a muster officer, a secretary, a learned man scribe. So these are some of the things that that word relates to. From 1540, doesn't have another link here for that, but oftentimes I'll say this: you go to the Strong's Word, and I think the next one has it. The root words are the telling ones. Oh my gosh, yeah, just amazing. A guy was talking one time, and he Jeremiah 17:1. You know, I have written on their heart the sin. I've written their sins. I've written the sins of Judah on their heart with a pen of iron and a point of a diamond. I'm like, oh, diamond, that's me. You know, and I had my phone there and a diamond, you know, Shamir, and I'm like, I mean, I was just like stunned, you know, just like mouth hanging open, blown away by the fact that the Hebrew word for diamond is what I'm doing. It is me. It is my ministry. It's my, you know, living and dying that. So eat, drink, and sleep. You know, building a place of safety, a circular place of safety, safe of placety. Yeah. Okay. Strong's definition: primitive root, to score with a mark. That is like your notches on your gun butt. That is by implication to inscribe. There you're getting somewhere. Also to enumerate. So to inscribe and to enumerate, to recount, to celebrate, commune. Count, declare, number, pen, knife, reckon, scribe, show forth. All right, so you got the idea on that one. So that the heavens declare, they're speaking, they're recounting, they're telling the glory of Yahweh, of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. I'm going to look at showeth. We already did firmament and whatnot, so, okay, so Nagad, to be conspicuous, tell, make known, declare. Now you notice this one is more on speaking. Interesting that I had used that phrase, that word. To tell, to announce, you know, God actually exists. God's not dead. He's still alive. He's surely alive. Report, announce, declare, make known, expound, to inform of. Oh boy. To publish, declare, proclaim, avow, acknowledge, confess, a messenger. To be told, to be announced, to be reported. And there is not a root here. That kind of would have been nice. A primitive root formerly to front, that is, stand boldly out. Oh boy, wow. By implication, causatively to manifest. Figuratively to announce, always by word of mouth to one present. Announced by word of mouth. Specifically to expose, predict, explain, praise, bewray, certainly, certified, declare, denounce, expound, messenger, plainly, profess, rehearse, report, tell, utter, it uttereth his handiwork. So, now oddly enough, I have this question, because I mean, if you have been to a capital that has a dome, and every capital I believe in this country has a dome. Why is that? Oh, I don't know. And they're gold covered, they're hammered gold on them. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so anyway, Missouri State Capitol, it's open to where you can go up there, and at the base of the dome, where the dome touches the, basically what would be the earth, is a walkway all the way around. I've said this before, I'm going to reiterate it here. All the way around is this dome, okay, is the base of the dome, and that is called, the phenomena is called the whisper dome. There we go. There's a dome, okay, of sorts. But all the way around, you can walk around that entire circumference, and my daughter and I did it. About 200 feet across, I would guess. She's over here, I'm over here, and you could go, hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you could hear a whisper. Even me being deaf, I could hear it. It was that crystal clear. And I've also said that a friend of mine built a earth bag home round, and it sat there for quite a few years. Well, a guy built it that was there, and okay. Anyway, wanted to put a roof on it. He wanted to get my 5/8 dome, which is a really high dome. And I said, you don't want a 5/8 dome, man. That'll make it like a 3-story building. I said, you want to make a 3/8 dome. So I got him on eBay. I got on, and I was just praying that the guy was still selling them. That's where I got them from originally. I got a 3/8 and a 5/8. And no, I got a 5/8, so he still had them, so I got a 3/8 for me and a 3/8 for him, yeah. So he built it. He built it as a roof, and it was smooth. It was beautiful. He painted it white. He had a stellarium thing that you could project the skies on it and do all kinds of astronomy stuff in there. And his daughter played. He had retuned her piano to 432 hertz, and she composed music. And she played at a homeschool music festival, and they said when she started playing, you could hear a pin drop. Everybody was rapt attention, glued to her composition. It was amazing. Anyway, she started playing there, and outside the outer wall, along the outer wall, there was an old Singer sewing machine, treadle sewing machine. Probably didn't even work, but it sounded like a $2,000 speaker. Old desk, a little kid's desk, where they did homeschool. Sounded like a, speaker. And Phil told me one time he was playing his clarinet and he stopped playing, and the note kept going around the dome. So the firmament could literally speak, and I'll bet you it does. If you are in Antarctica at the dome, that's where we're going with this. I'll bet you can hear some very interesting things, sounds, thunder, lightning. Because lightning, when one bolt of lightning strikes, it goes around the Earth 7.83 times in a second. People, look up Schumann resonance. Schumann had a class, and he told them to calculate what would be the hertz in hertz. What would be the cycle of a lightning bolt, and they guessed at 10. Based on calculations, what they thought the size of the Earth was and everything. Come to find out, they started measuring it at 7.83 times per second, that one lightning bolt. Now, there's 1,000 lightning bolts every second around the world. So, I would be interested to hear and if something's shot up in the sky and it explodes, or the thunder, anywhere on Earth, it would hit the top and resound out, echo. So, yeah, quite interesting. All right, moving right along. Okay, that wasn't not a screenshot. And we, the Shamayim, and we'll deal with that again later. Galilee. Come on. All right. So here is where is iguana go. Where's that little thingy? Okay, get up there. The issue of infrared, I want to make a prediction again. You know, a lot of people with their Canon, how many millions, hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of, not Canon, it's Nikon, P900s have sold, and now there's a P1000. Now where the 900 was about $500-600, the P1000 is about $1,000. But all I'm saying is people are going to be getting infrared filters for their cameras and start using them, and they're going to be taking pictures of the sky. So along with the long distances that I'm saying, that the incredible detail of that 30,000 feet, look at that video. Jay Tolan Media, that guy has done 4 videos last time I checked of on business flights, plane flights. He gets a window seat, and he took Vegas from 30,000 feet, and the crisp detail was just mind-boggling. So I've been going through just trying to see if I can see a phenomena that I've seen. So this is just, you know, I was going through this video, and actually I'll try to remember to post the link. I had asked about this, and this guy, one of my subs, was Lou. Lou said that he thought it was the trailing edge. It's going from left to right in this picture, but a short takeoff and landing craft, B-tall, S-tall, short taking land up. I didn't get back to him. I was wondering, was it a Harrier or what? And the camera could be further back, and it could be on a shaft and whatever. But anyway, I got a little bit more of that exposed here. Very bizarre. It just is odd looking to me. Could be mounts for bombs, you know. So anyway, I've been looking at different sky shots. Where I'm going with this is, I want to get on it now. So WikiLeaks released a whole bunch of stuff, footage or photos. Look at that thing. That's something. Look at that ship. That's an old picture. There's the same ship from further away, like below a glacier or something. But look at those mountains. It's just like, wow. Awesome. So these are WikiLeaked pictures from some ancient archive, or, you know, there's another sailing ship. What a picture. So what I'm looking at here is, got to get back to this. I'll just real quick. I want to point at this out. I ran across this. This was pretty fascinating to me. This is a sunrise, but look at the multiple reflections of the sun and the double sundog dome looking thing there. I mean, very bizarre. And they're moving in 2 different directions. Some of them, because of what I think it is reflections of the sun at different heights of a dome behind it. I mean, that would be one explanation. I'll just say that's one explanation of it, what it is. Very bizarre. You see they're lining up. And at one point it almost flashes. And they're all lined up. So for height or perspective of the clouds or this or that, very strange. Okay, that was one thing I ran across. I'm looking at sky shots, see. I got a whole bunch of, I'm not even going to, I took a bunch of those, oh gosh. All right, now, don't read anything here. Don't read anything. I got to figure out where I'm at here. Try not to look at these. Okay, bam, right there. Okay. All right, this, I'm not going to tell when this was, or, well, you don't even need to know where it is. All right. That's black and white. That was the original picture. And then they colored it. Now, when it's colored, it comes out clearer. But look up above the mountains there. The blue there. Pretty strange looking, huh? Looks like it's textured. There's a close-up. Another one, same picture. You can see the airplane there at the back. Or front, I guess. Now this one here is obviously it's in ice. Okay, it's Antarctica, Antarctica. Um, but look at the texture there. Now the weird thing to me is that it's over the sun too. If that is the sun, I mean you got to figure it is. Now, I didn't pick this up until a while later, but you can see 1, 2, 3 guys up in the top right. There might be a fourth one bent over, and then there's a guy over here at the left. And there's a guy up in the crow's nest up on the mast. It says the sun should be here. How in the heck could they say that? There's no shadows. There's no way to tell where the sun's supposed to be. I wouldn't even put any. I take that with a whole 50-pound bag of salt. All right. The reason I say that is because this is about a certain year. They don't know what time of day it is. They know what day of the week it is. They don't know what week it is. They don't know what month it is. They don't even know what year it is. So how you could say the sun should be here. Okay, enough on that. Odd that the graininess is over the sun too. That I don't get. You can see the dark spots there, maybe sunspots, whatever. Okay, so here is a far off, a backed out picture of and then they pan right to left and they go up and close. But you see it almost looks like a ceiling texturing. Okay. And there you can see that the water ripples in front of that plane are very similar to the ripples there. This pattern is similar to water ripples. That is water ripples in the foreground there. Water ripples there. Very similar. This is from that photograph. There's other images from the same collection, HDTP collections, Museum Victoria, from Australia. Pictures from Australia. Okay, there's the same one. I'm just repeating there. Okay. Now I want to look at. One thing. Oh, I'll come back to that. Yeah. Okay, where did the other stuff go? I apologize. I try to have them all lined up in sequence, and it just takes up memory, and it's not. Bam. Okay. So this is from 2016. A guy was just. This is straight up. Guy had his camera straight up. He was taking pictures of, I don't know, chemtrails, I think. But you see in the middle there, it'll get clearer here. And I was fascinated by the fact that I see this streak coming through, and I didn't know what it was. Well, actually, later than I realized he had set the camera up to capture chemtrails, and it was a plane laying a chemtrail. Okay, enhanced footage. See that in the open part of the sky there? There's a plane chemtrail. Remember, this is directly overhead, not off in the distance. So, and I spent a lot of time trying to get that enhanced footage. Blah blah blah. So to me, this is looking a little bit like the other, picture that I was showing you. It's grainy. It's textured looking. Okay. There's a real good picture of it with the plane coming through. There's another real good one. Now this one you can see it in a lot larger area, and this is with an infrared filter. So this is what I'm saying. I'm making the statement that a lot of people, with P900s are going to be buying infrared filters and doing some amazing things with them. Turn them up and look at the sky, look off in the distance at the sky, go to Antarctica. Okay, so I didn't want you to see that. I'm sorry. I was supposed to stop at the green one. Stop at the green one. Okay. So now what I want to do is go back to something that I thought was just amazingly impressive. Interesting. In this picture here, now the black and white is a little bit clearer. One of the things you can see is that the three, maybe four guys in the upper deck on the right, and there's a guy up in the crow's nest. On the four of the front of the ship there are two guys very clearly. There's two men there. But one thing that stands out to me, just clear as day, is that they are all looking at what appears to be a wall there, the textured wall. And if you can imagine being that close to something that showed up like that, it shows up very well here in these photographs. Okay, and these, like I said, these were buried in some archive in Australia for, about a century now. Oh, I just gave it away. Well, you can tell by the ship that it's old. Okay, but if you can see, you just imagine looking. It looks like they're, I don't know, a few hundred yards, a few miles, 100 miles, 200 miles. It looks like they're fairly close to that wall. Okay, it really does. So, and what this is from it's in Antarctica, which you knew. And for the video is Flat Earth, the Dome, Visible in Antarctica Photo, George Rayner, circa 1920. So this is one of the early expeditions of the Dome. Hey, interesting. I think it says what ship this is. I think you can read it on the ship. There was an Australian photographer, polymathic stuff comes through again. A photographer went with, William Randolph Hearst. William Randolph Hearst funded the expedition. I've said before, the conjecture that the movie Citizen Kane is K-A-N-E, E-N-A-K, backwards is Enoch. That it's William Randolph Hearst's claim to have discovered the firmament. But the guy that he took with him, that went on that expedition, was an Australian photographer who was a brave man. I mean, he fought through World War I, heroically decorated. He was a photographer. He was not a combatant, but he would go in under fire and pull and carry guys out. Amazing man. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he was a photographer, guys. So maybe he took that picture. Maybe he had an infrared filter on that thing. Interesting. Whoa, polymathia. All right, so that was that one, and then the other one too. The guy is saying it's the video Strange Sky Project. I was just trying to compare the two, so you would have some time to look at this one and look at that one. To me, it struck me as being very similar, very similar. And now with P900s, P1000s, infrared filters, people are going to go nuts with this. The furthest photograph right now is 273 miles, okay? That means that you can see line of sight flat for 570 some miles, 500 whatever miles. Why do I say that? Because 2 times 70, 273, 500 and some miles. 520, 530 miles. Flat. So you're talking miles and miles and miles and miles of over the curvature, but you're able to see through the Earth magically if it was a ball. Okay, after watching, it would be impossible to deny the existence of the firmament dome and consequently also the existence of the flat Earth. They go hand in hand, and thus these incredible images containing this footage hopefully will enlighten many to the true nature of our reality and their place in it. So, and like I said, why this guy hasn't done more, I don't know, but this was from May 2016 rather. So, people out there with your P900s, your P1000s, get some infrared filters. They're not that much. I heard $50. Get it? Before my eyes were the actual images of the solid structure of the sky, firm, solid, seemingly motionless. This rugged, coarse structure is quite a sight to see. From the rough, strong material to the jagged lines cut into its vast shape, the dome stands as a magnificent mark of God's creativity and ability. I mean, this guy sees it. He can sit there and look at it, as long as he wants, on his computer in exquisite detail. So I am asking, I'm telling, I'm ordering people, get your cameras, get your, go away, battery low. Get your P900s, crank them up, get your Celestron telescopes, put infrared filters on them, or whatever scope you got, spotting scope, binoculars, put infrared on it and see what you see out there and get video. Because it's time. It's time. The footage is 100% authentic, and I'm releasing it today in hopes that more and more of the deceived masses realize the truth about the structure of our reality, as well as our place within it. All glory goes to God, the Creator, Yeshua. All right? So, there you go. Finally, we have proof of the dome. Strange Sky Project. Look them up, subscribe, very awesome stuff. So, all righty. I just putting that out there. I think it bears a lot of, let's get some more research going. And like I said, as far as distances, we're going to see some amazing footage as time goes on. And as far as the dome. So, the dome's up there. The Bible says so. Anybody that says disagrees with the Bible, oh, I'm sorry. You're wrong. Kent Holbein and Ken Ham, you are not teaching truth. You are hirelings. That's what the Bible describes you as. You're lying to the masses, and they both know it. I'm sure they can't. You can't know what they know and been through what they've been, and not know the truth. So they're being deceitful for filthy lucre's sake. It's the only reason, the only explanation. All right. Yahweh bless everyone. Thank you. Good night. This is Jerry Diamond. If you're listening to this, you're the remnant. And if you're listening to this, you can hear the firmament speaking. Let me tell you. Yeah.